Good morning and Sairam to all. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and enjoying your online studies. In previous video, we have done chemical properties of metal and non-metals. We have done how metal reacts with oxygen and non-metal reacts with oxygen. One more property we have done, how metals and non-metal reacts with water. So before going to start today's lecture, what we have to do, we will do a quick revision what we have learnt in our previous video. Clear? So when your metal reacts with oxygen, what they will form? They will form metal oxide. They will form metal oxide. Clear? And I gave you one example that magnesium, when you burn a magnesium ribbon, they will form a spark light, and the ash is known as your metal oxide. That ash is known as your metal oxide. When your Mg reacts with oxygen, Mg reacts with O, they will form MgO, and this is your what? This is your magnesium oxide, and magnesium oxide, or in journal language it is metal oxide. And I told you that your metal oxide is basic in nature. Your metal oxide is basic in nature. So when your metal oxide is basic in nature, it will convert red litmus paper to blue, because yes, the nature is basic. Clear? Now when your non-metal reacts with oxygen, what they will form? They will form non-metal oxide. They will form non-metal oxide. And these non-metal oxides are what? Yes, acidic in nature. These non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. So when your non-metal reacts with oxygen, they will form non-metal oxide. What they will form? They will form non-metal oxide, and these non-metal oxides are acidic in nature. So if they are acidic in nature, they will convert your blue litmus paper to red litmus paper. They will convert your blue litmus paper to red litmus paper. Clear? Now next property we have done, how metal reacts with water and non-metal. Clear? How your water reacts with metal and non-metal. When your metal reacts with water, they will form metal hydroxide. What they will form? They will form metal hydroxide plus what? Hydrogen. What they will form? They will form what? Yes, metal hydroxide plus hydrogen. So take one example. When your Mg we have already done, na? This time we will take some another metal. Let us take sodium, Na. Clear? When they will react with water, that means H2O, what they will form? They will form NaOH plus hydrogen gas, and this NaOH is your sodium hydroxide. Okay, and in journal you can say it is metal hydroxide. With this clear? So when your metal reacts with water, what they will form? They will form metal hydroxide plus hydrogen. Clear? When your non-metal reacts with water, what they will form? Tell me fast. Yes, non-metal do not react with water. Your non-metal do not react with water. I think with this everything is clear to you. So shall we start today's lecture? Okay, let us start. Topics to be covered in this video are how your acid reacts with metal and non-metal, how your base reacts with metal and non-metal, displacement reaction, and use of metals and non-metals. What are going to cover in this video? We are going to cover reaction with acids, reaction with base, displacement reaction, use of metals and non-metals. Let us start. Okay, so how your acid reacts with metal? See, when your acid reacts with metal, it will give three types of product. One, they will give you salt. Second, they will give you hydrogen gas. And third, they will make a pop sound. What type of sound they will make? They will make pop sound. Clear? So when your metal reacts with acids, they will form salt, hydrogen gas and pop sound. Take one example with magnesium. Okay, when your magnesium reacts with acid, take HCl. Clear? It will form MgCl plus hydrogen gas plus pop sound. So this MgCl is your salt and hydrogen gas and pop sound. And what are the salt? Salts are those compounds in which one is positive charge ion and one is negative charge ion. You will study this in higher classes. Clear? So when your metal reacts with acid, they will form salts, hydrogen gas, and they will produce pop sound. Clear? Now some metals are less reactive. So they will not react with dilute acids. Okay, they will not react with dilute acid. And example, copper. Symbol of copper is Cu. Silver, Ag. And gold, it is Au. Clear? So I am reading once more, listen carefully. When metal reacts with acid, it will produce salt, hydrogen gas and pop sound. Only less reactive metal like copper, silver, gold do not react with dilute acid. And the reaction of metals with acid have some important application in our day-to-day life. That means this application, how metal reacts with acid, they will have some action in our day-to-day life. Example, when those food stuff containing acids are put in metal container like iron, symbol of iron is Fe, aluminium Al, and copper, tell me fast. Yes, it is Cu. Okay, the acid present in them reacts with the metal of the container. Those acids which are present in food will react with these metals and they will form a salt, and that salt is very toxic. It is very harmful for our. Clear? So you will not put these type of food stuff in metal container. Clear? I am reading once more, listen carefully. When metal reacts with acid, it will produce salt, hydrogen gas and pop sound. Only less reactive metal like copper, silver and gold do not react with dilute acids. The reaction of metals with acids have some important application in our day-to-day life. When food stuff containing acids are kept in iron, aluminium or copper container, the acid present in them reacts with the metal of the container slowly to form our toxic salts. Clear? Non-metal do not react with acid. Non-metal do not react with acids. Now reaction with base. Non-metals are react with base and form salt and hydrogen gas. Clear? They are also produce your salt and hydrogen gas. For example, Al plus NaOH. NaOH is a base, so they will form NaAl twice. Clear? Sodium aluminate they will form. Clear? When your metal reacts with base, they will form salt and hydrogen gas. Aluminium and zinc are two common metals which reacts with base. Okay, all the metal do not react with base. It is not compulsory that each and every metal reacts with base. Those are which are the common metals which reacts with base? Aluminium and copper. Formula of aluminium is Al and symbol of copper is Cu. With this, I think everything is clear. Now, Some non-metal reacts with base but do not produce hydrogen gas. Some non-metal reacts with base but do not produce hydrogen gas. Example, sodium hydroxide. Some are react but it will not produce hydrogen gas. It will only produce salt. Clear example is sodium hydroxide, and sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Now, reactivity series of metal. You are having lots of metal, okay, and the reactivity of these metal with base are different. So which one is most reactive? Potassium is most reactive. After then, sodium. After sodium, calcium. After calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper, silver and gold. These are the reactivity series of metal. So most reactive metal is potassium, and symbol of potassium is K, and least reactive metal is gold, and symbol of gold is Au. Clear? As you go down, that means you are go down from potassium to sodium, their reactivity will decrease. Clear? So I am reading once which one is most reactive. Potassium, and formula of potassium is K. After potassium, what will come? Sodium will come, and formula of sodium is Na. Calcium, Ca. Magnesium, Mg. Aluminium, Al. Zinc, Zn. Iron, Fe. Lead, Pb. Copper, Cu. Silver, Ag, and gold, Au. Clear? Now, what do you mean by displacement reaction? What do you mean by displacement reaction? Any idea? See, displace means you are changing something with something. Clear? You are changing something with someone. So, in chemistry, you can say that you are changing least reactive metal, you can't say least, less reactive metal with the most reactive metal. Clear? So you can write a definition. What are displacement reaction? In displacement reaction, a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal and form salt solution. What they will form? They will form salt solution. What is displacement reaction? Displacement reaction in which your more reactive metal displaces less reactive metal. Example, copper sulfate. CuSO4 is your copper sulfate. When your copper sulfate reacts with iron, clear? And I told you iron is more reactive as compared to copper. So this copper will exchange by your iron, Fe. So your product is FeSO4, that means iron sulfate plus copper. So this is known as your displacement reaction. What is your displacement reaction? In which your less reactive metal is displaced by most reactive metal. Clear? Now you can I am reading this activity, listen carefully. When you will take about 50 ml of water in a beaker, dissolve 5 gram of copper sulfate, CuSO4, the reaction which we have done recently. Okay, it to obtain copper sulfate solution. When you will dissolve copper sulfate in water, what you will get? You will get copper sulfate solution. Now this copper sulfate solution is blue in color. Clear? Now take a nail, in Hindi keel. Okay, clean it and put this nail in that solution. After some time you will saw that blue color will fading and that iron nail get covered by the red brown layer of a copper metal. So this change take place. Why color has changed? Because your copper is displaced by the iron. Your copper is displaced by the iron. Due to this, your nail coated by a red brown color. Clear? Some more examples are here. Reaction with zinc metal with copper sulfate. This is a copper sulfate, CuSO4. When they will react with zinc is more reactive than copper. So this copper will replace by your Zn. So your zinc sulfate will form. That is your ZnSO4 plus Cu. Clear? Now, uses of metals and non-metals. First, we will do uses of non-metals. All the living things around us, like plants, animals, including human beings, are made up of mainly of compounds of non-metals like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus, etc. Non-metals are used like day-to-day life for a large number of purposes. Some of important use of the common non-metals like oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, iodine, sulfur, phosphorus and carbon are given below. Oxygen is a non-metal which is used by plants and animals including human beings for breathing. This thing we all know. Oxygen we all are using for breathing. Thus, non-metal is essential for maintaining what? Our life. Oxygen non-metal is also used in the process of burning of fuels in homes, factories and transport vehicles. So, nitrogen is used making fertilizers, okay, which are help in growing proper plant, and it is also used as a packaging food for keeping the food fresh. Chlorine is also a non-metal which we use for purification of water. Fourth one, iodine is a non-metal which is used to make purple color solution called tincture iodine, and tincture iodine is most we are using as an antiseptic. Clear? Which is applied on the wounds as an antiseptic. Clear? Sulfur and phosphorus are the non-metals which are used in fireworks like crackers, etc. Sulfur is a non-metal which is used as a velucation of rubber, hardening of rubber. Clear? And carbon is a non-metal which is used as a fuel, and the form of carbon used as a fuel is a charcoal, coke and coal. So oxygen we are using breathing, nitrogen for as a fertilizer or for keeping food fresh, chlorine for purification of water, iodine for making tincture iodine which we use as an antiseptic. Sulfur is firework. Sulfur is also used as a hardening of rubber, and carbon we will use as a fuel. Clear? Now, use of metal. Now, like non-metals, metals are used in our day-to-day life in a large number of purposes. Clear? In a large number of purposes. In making nails, screws, utensils, water boilers, wires, etc. And some are here. Iron, copper, aluminium used are making for cooking utensil, water boilers for factories. Copper for electric wire, household instruments, and aluminium for packaging medicine, chocolate, food items. Iron for making nails, screw, bolt, n numbers of times we can use iron. Zinc metal is for galvanization, which protect from rusting. Okay, in iron, if you will cover that iron with zinc, that iron will not get rust easily. Okay, it will protect from rusting. Rusting is a junk. Silver and gold metals are used for making jewelry. Mercury is used for making thermometer. Clear? So these are the uses of metals. Metals are using for utensils, medicine purpose, wrapping medicines, different types of metal used for different purpose. I think with this everything is clear. Unless you are having doubt. Till if you are having doubt, you can call me, you can contact me. I'll solve your query. Thank you and have a nice day.